So I've just pulled some cards because I want to look into what are your ex's next move. Let's see what's coming up for them and what they plan to do. I'm laughing because the first card that's coming is saving face. And we will talk about that, what it means in their context of what is it about them that they want to save face. Okay. So your ex is an ass. This is coming from your guides, their guides, not me, because I don't know them. Your ex is an ass. They have been an ass. They continue to be an ass. And with that, you're like, why do I need to be listening to the reading regarding what it is that they're doing? I think that the thing is that part of it feels, yes, of course, it's your guides, their guides, giving me this information, but the other part feels as if they know within themselves that this is who they've been. So again, I only read the oracle cards when I'm drawn to reading that, and this one says you may need to grin and bear it to maintain respect and keep your job. Well, it's not applying to job, it's applying to the love. This is basically saying they have been wearing a mask. They have been showing to the outer world that they have moved forward, they have moved on, they are totally okay with you guys not being, together, and if it's a breakup, and your energy. So for the person who I'm reading this for, who it's resonated with and stuff, you have moved on. Whether that means you've moved on to a new relationship, or whether that just means that you have emotionally let go, moved on, don't want to be with them kind of energy, you have moved on. You're okay. You're in a really good place. Life is good. But your ex, they are living in a lot of regret. It's not saying that they haven't moved on. They kind of have, but you've left quite a big hole in their life, in their heart, in their energy. And this is wonderful that they have acknowledged that on a human level, not just on the 5D level. They did not appreciate you when you were there. They were living in fear. This is you. They were living in fear. They were living in their ego. They did not want to invest in you. I'm not even going to say in this, meaning, a connection, relationship, but actually in you. And this is quite harsh. Normally, I'm not so harsh as a reader, but that sounded really harsh. But they didn't want to invest in you. They didn't want to give you that time, energy, effort. They wanted to take it from you because it fed their ego, it fed their energy, it fed, so much about them, but they didn't want to return it. Kind of like Scrooge. That's what they were. Because it's literally, you ignore the money matters, but it's more the pennies kind of thing, where they've been counting pennies, where they're literally like a miser, that I take, but I don't give. And why are they not giving? Because, well, they're an ass, but also due to past hurts, fears, and, all of that stuff that they never worked with. So where is your ex now, and what are they doing? Well, as I said right at the beginning, yes, they have moved on to a context, but there's always going to be that hole in their energy heart that will never be filled because of your worth, energy, everything that you brought to the table. And this is something that they acknowledge. Let me just also clarify in this reading that your ex in this particular context is going to remain an ex. We are not talking about somebody in no contact. I will say separation, yes, they could fit into that, but we're talking about a lengthy separation, not like a few months to days, weeks kind of separation. So the X from a long ago X is to remain an X. The person's energy you're currently connected with, yeah, check out my other readings, that applies to them. But this particular person is getting on with life, doing, you know, their own thing, always checking in to see what you're doing, what you're up to. It's kind of like they've got a surveillance going on, whether that's via your social media, whether that's via, you know, if your friends group and you're connected together and stuff like that, however it may be, they are checking in on you, not from a stalky, vindictive point of view, but more from the point of view of, I want them, meaning you, to do the best. They're envious, they're jealous, they know that the reason why they're not the ones standing beside you, celebrating your wins, applauding, you know, all of your wonderful wins and all of that, is because of their own stupidity and because of what they have done and ended up doing. So this is basically where they are at. Their life is not bad. They're not struggling financially. They're not, you know, in any kind of major pit. They're just getting on with it, but the life is empty. And this is basically that confirmation. Life without you will always remain empty because they'll always live in the what if. What if I had had the guts to actually speak out and say what my heart wanted to say? What if I had not feared it, but allowed myself to actually embrace it? So, but remember, you are sitting as the Queen of Wands, so you have moved on. You are now in prosperity, you know, in that space where you are very, very happy. You also have the Star card, strategic placement, and life is going to be wonderful and is wonderful. This X needs to remain an X, but it gives you an insight that this X has not, will not forget you or fully move on from you in the context that you have already done with them. So take it as an ego boost if it helps, but also that acknowledgement that if this is an X that you have been waiting for not months, but, you know, coming up to years, then take this as a confirmation that it's probably time to properly let them go and acknowledge that they are not coming back to you, but you already know that because your pastures are hell of a lot more brighter, greener than, you know, they will be able to give to you. Sounded like quite a draining reading. So if this has resonated, take what has. If it doesn't, then that's absolutely okay. But remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my shop, Mystique and Manifest, but also if you wish to book a more detailed reading, then the links are in my bio. And with all of those things, I will see you next time.